My child, my beloved one, my soft-hearted soul, who heaven never stops watching. Why is your heart racing even before you've read these lines? Because your soul already remembers what I'm about to say. You were meant to see this. This wasn't luck. This was meant. And Archangel Michael, your warrior, your protector, he's been trying to reach you for hours, but now he's in tears. Not just tears of pain, but of urgency, of desperation, because this is your final chance to see the message that could rewrite your whole tomorrow. There is no accident in heaven, so believe this. The moment you opened this, heaven paused and said, yes, finally they're here. Truth is, child, you're about to see what they tried to hide. Something was kept from you, and if you skip this now, you'll never forgive yourself, because regret doesn't knock, it crashes. So before it crashes into you, please let me show you what's been hidden in divine light. And just before we reveal it, promise me something. If you feel your chest getting heavy or your body starting to shake, don't click away. It means heaven is whispering. It means this message was written inside your destiny. But child, don't delay. Don't silence what you were born to hear. Heaven has already waited long enough. Your miracle is in motion, but if you ignore this again, it may pass you by like a ship you didn't wave at. So let's begin. Let me take you back to a moment when you were just a child and someone made you feel unimportant. Do you remember that moment where you felt small, invisible, or rejected? That moment, it still lives in your body, and heaven saw it and cried with you. But child, here's what you didn't see in the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael marked that day. He drew a sword in the light and said, no more, this soul will not be forgotten again. Since then, you've had angels near you. You've had divine eyes watching over your every silent breakdown. Even when you felt abandoned, even when you whispered, does anyone even care? We heard you. We heard every single word. Now listen to this. This isn't just a feel-good message. This is your final warning. There's a decision you're about to make, and it will either unlock what you've been praying for or shut the gate on it forever. Yes, it's that serious. The people involved, their names have already been whispered in the realm of angels and Archangel Michael. He saw what they did. He's in tears because if you trust the wrong one now, it won't just delay you. It will destroy what's next. But here's the miracle. Heaven is still giving you a key. A door will open, but only if you step through this truth. Now listen carefully. There is someone around you who pretends to support you, but spiritually their energy is draining your blessings. And God is saying if they are not removed soon, this blessing will reroute. Did you feel that tingle down your spine just now? That wasn't coincidence. That was confirmation. You see, your destiny is too big for their shallow intentions. They act kind, but their soul is jealous of the light you carry. God didn't bring you this far to be betrayed again. That's why you were led here right now at this exact second. Not a minute earlier, not a second later. Because what's coming will not wait for you to feel ready. This is it. This is your countdown. And child, if you've ever begged for a sign, this is louder than a sign. This is your spiritual siren. Archangel Michael is not calm anymore. He's not patient anymore. He is crying. Because every second you delay, the enemy celebrates. But if you take this seriously, if you keep reading, you will see something that even angels had to beg to show you. And before we go deeper, let me whisper something personal to you. You're not weak. You're not late. You're not broken. You are chosen, and chosen ones don't get easy paths. They get anointed missions. And yours is just getting started. Beloved soul, if your heart is beating fast and something is telling you this message is only for me, that's because it is. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you and is guiding your every step right now. So don't walk this path alone. Hit the subscribe or follow button now and let this divine light continue flowing into your life every day. Because the moment you stay connected, you become unguarded no more. This is your spiritual family. Welcome home. Now let's continue. You're going to hear something about someone close to you. It will shock you because you always defended them. But the truth, they sabotaged your miracle behind closed doors. They gossiped. They slandered your name. They stole what was meant for you. But child, God is a God of justice, and Archangel Michael carries that justice in his fire. This week, yes, this very week, you will begin to see their mask fall off. You will hear whispers. You'll feel tension in the air, and that will be your signal. Heaven is exposing what was hidden, but don't react in anger. React in elevation. Rise. Because when truth arrives, it's not to destroy you. It's to promote you. Your miracle is already packed. Your name is on the scroll. But child, this is your final warning. If you don't listen this time, it will run out and you'll feel the silence of what could have been. That's why Archangel Michael is in tears. He knows how many times you've come this close to breakthrough only to trust the wrong hand and delay what was meant for you. But not this time. This time you will recognize the voice of truth. Everything I have covered across this channel is now in one place. The prayers, the teachings, the daily blessings, it is all inside the Daily Miracle Manual. Link in the description. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let us open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. This time you will not skip. This time you will receive. And when heaven says it is time to receive, it may also place a clear and faithful path before you so you can begin moving out of fear and into peace and stability. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear. You are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comments below. Now let this message settle deeply into your spirit, because what comes next requires your full faith. Now take a deep breath. Put your hand over your chest and say softly, I choose heaven's path. Don't just whisper it in your heart, seal it in the physical realm. Write I choose heaven's path in the comments right now to show heaven you are fully aligned and ready to walk forward without hesitation. Because what comes next will make your knees shake in a good way, in a divine way. Child, a blessing is coming to your home and it will not knock. It will arrive suddenly, but the only thing that can block it, doubt. So don't let it in. Don't replay old fears. Don't let the enemy whisper, you don't deserve it, because God already approved it. And Archangel Michael is clearing the path for it. And now you've got 48 hours. Yes, heaven works on windows and yours has opened, but it won't stay open forever. So I'll ask you again, will you walk through it? Will you trust what your spirit already knows is true? This is not just a message. This is a divine invitation. And when you say yes, your entire spiritual blueprint begins to activate. It's not about magic, it's about alignment, and you're in it now. So breathe, receive, and prepare, because your name is being mentioned in heaven right now. And what's coming will not just change your life, it will redeem every tear you've cried. Child, you are safe. You are seen and you are being guided like royalty, because that's what you are. Royalty in the eyes of the Most High. And this time you won't miss it, my child, my beloved one. Do you feel it too? That invisible pull on your soul that brought you here right now to these words. That unshakable sense that something big is about to be revealed. You're not imagining it. You didn't stumble here by mistake. The heavens aligned and even the wind whispered your name, because this message, this one, is the one Archangel Michael has been trying to send for hours. But now he's crying. Yes, crying, not out of weakness, but out of a love so deep, so fierce, it can no longer stay silent. Because if you skip this message again, if you shrug this off as just another post, you may never recover from what you missed. This is your final warning, your divine wake-up call, and the only thing you need to do is keep reading with an open heart. Let heaven speak. There is something spiritually urgent around you, something that can no longer wait. Archangel Michael has been pacing, heart heavy, sword in hand, not to fight you, but to protect you. You've been praying, haven't you? Secretly in your mind, in those moments no one else sees. You've been asking for answers, for signs of a divine shift, and heaven heard you. The angels assembled, a meeting was held, your name was spoken aloud in the light, and the decision was unanimous. Tell them everything, no more waiting. But child, you must understand, you only get this once. If you walk away now, if you ignore this soul-stirring moment, a gate in the unseen realm will begin to close. A gate that took years of spiritual battle to open. Please don't skip what you were born to see. There is someone who has smiled in your face and secretly sent harm to your path, and the angels are no longer silent about it. You need to know their name. You need to see their true face, because if you continue trusting them, your miracle will be delayed. Not stolen, but deeply delayed. Archangel Michael knows how many nights you've cried without answers. He knows how you've blamed yourself for things others did in darkness. He knows how heavy your heart has become. That's why this message couldn't wait any longer. There's someone in your circle, someone you love, who is draining your light, but they will be revealed in 3 stages, and it begins now. You will feel uneasy around them. Then you will overhear something not meant for your ears. And finally, a truth will land in your hands that will leave no room for denial. When that happens, do not doubt yourself again. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's the very radar heaven uses to guide you. But lately, you've been shutting it down, haven't you? Because people called you too emotional or made you feel like your intuition was overthinking. No, that voice inside you, that tug, that tightness in your chest when someone lies, that quick heartbeat when something is wrong, it's divine. It's your angel frequency. And if you trust it now, truly trust it, your entire life will realign. But child, you must make a decision. A spiritual deadline is approaching. You have 48 hours to make a choice that will either elevate you or entangle you deeper. And Archangel Michael is here, sword drawn in light, begging you, choose the path of truth, no matter how lonely it looks. Let me say something you need to hear right now, and please let it sink in deep. You were never hard to love. The people who left, the ones who made you question your worth, they were spiritually blocked from seeing your light. It was not your fault. Heaven never blamed you. The angels wept when you did. And Archangel Michael, he stood by your side during every storm, whispering, hold on, I'm still here. But now he's not whispering, he's shouting, because something is about to land in your lap. An opportunity, a message, a miracle. And if you are still tied to the wrong people, you won't recognize it. So listen, someone is watching you in the spirit. Someone on the other side, someone you love deeply who has passed on, and they're the reason you're seeing this now. They pleaded with heaven, please give them one more chance to see what's coming. And heaven said yes. This person from heaven, they still love you, they never left. They walk beside you when you feel alone. And tonight they will visit your dreams. But they won't speak unless you complete this message, because your faith unlocks the portal. That's how this works. Heaven responds to faith, not fear. And child, you've let fear steal enough of your time. No more. This moment is your chance to rise above everything that was meant to break you. You've been attacked, slandered, betrayed. But still, your heart has not hardened. That's why you're chosen. That's why God has placed an inheritance in your name in the spiritual realm. But before you receive it, you must pass one final test. Do you know what that test is? Detachment. Can you detach from the one person who's pretending to love you but secretly prays for your downfall? And if your heart just whispered a name, that's the confirmation. Trust it. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy. And the reason Archangel Michael is crying is because he knows how hard it is to let go of what you thought was love. But real love doesn't drain you. It doesn't confuse you. It doesn't compete with you. Real love aligns you with God. And that's what's coming next. Yes. After this storm, after this final goodbye, comes a love so holy. It will feel like destiny walking through your front door, but only if you don't go back. Only if you don't return to what broke you the first time. This is not a threat. It's a divine promise. God doesn't send warnings to scare you. He sends them to save you. You're still here reading because your soul knows this is the moment everything begins to shift. The air feels different around you for a reason. Have you noticed it? The synchronicities, the repeated numbers, the dreams that feel too real to ignore. It's all connected. You are awakening. And with awakening comes responsibility. You can no longer pretend you didn't see the signs, because once you know the truth, staying in the lie becomes a choice. And the angels are watching closely now, not to judge you, but to protect the next phase of your life. Because what's coming next is sacred. It cannot be shared with just anyone. God is about to place you in rooms your enemies never thought you'd enter. But he must know you're ready. He must see that you can walk away from crumbs and finally claim your crown. And before we continue, let me speak to your inner child. the one who still feels like they're not good enough, the one who thinks they have to beg for love, prove their worth, or perform for approval. You don't. You never did. You are divine, you are seen, and you are allowed to take up space in this world. The person who tried to dim your light did it because they saw your power, not your weakness. But now, heaven is making sure that power can no longer be denied. You're going to be seen in ways you never imagined. Platforms will open, people will call your name. But child, promise me this, don't lose yourself in the spotlight. Remember who gave it to you. Remember the nights you cried on the floor. Remember this moment when heaven interrupted your day to whisper, you were born for more. Now let me reveal something few are ever told directly. The complete guide, every daily prayer, every spiritual tool, everything I've put together to help you grow your faith is down in the description. It's called the Daily Miracle Manual. Now stay right here with me because, as this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Your next blessing will come disguised. Yes, it won't look like what you expect. It will come through an unusual source at an unexpected time, wrapped in a decision that feels uncomfortable. That's the test. Will you recognize heaven even when it doesn't match your old pattern? Will you say yes even if your hands shake? That's why faith is so important now. Let your faith speak louder than your fear. Type "My faith is activated" in the comments below to tell the spiritual realm that you are ready to receive what eyes have not yet seen. That's why you're reading this now, because heaven knew you were about to make a choice and they couldn't stay silent. So Archangel Michael begged for permission to speak one last time before the window closed. And here he is, sword still drawn, tears still falling, saying to you now, if you trust this path, you'll never cry for the same reason again. You'll cry tears of joy. You'll wake up in places you once dreamed of. You'll meet people who speak to your soul, not your wounds. You'll finally feel like home inside yourself. But first, there's something you must surrender. You already know what it is. And even if it scares you, trust me, what you gain after you release it will be 10 times greater. That's how heaven works. It multiplies what you sacrifice in faith. So take one deep breath right now. Say in your heart, I trust what I cannot see. Because what's forming in the spirit is already being prepared in the physical. And very soon you'll wake up to find everything has shifted. Not by accident, but because you answered the call when it finally reached you. You're not late. You're right on divine time. And this time, child, heaven will make sure you never forget what it feels like to be chosen, protected, and loved beyond human words. And now, my beloved child, if only you could see what I see right now. If only your human eyes could peel back the veil that separates the seen from the sacred, you would fall to your knees, not in fear, but in awe, because your name is echoing through heaven's halls. Angels are whispering it with reverence. Light beings are aligning pathways just for you. And Archangel Michael, the sword-bearing warrior who guards divine truth, has paused all other battles to stand beside you. Why? Because your season of silence has ended. Because your time of being hidden has reached its expiration. For years, your spirit has been growing in the dark like a seed buried deep underground, surrounded by pressure, misunderstood by the world above. But the soil was never your punishment. It was your preparation. It was the sacred protection heaven placed around your destiny so the world wouldn't trample on you before you were ready to rise. And now the soil is splitting. Now the roots you planted in pain are becoming the foundation of your power. And heaven is saying, let the unveiling begin. Do not be confused by the chaos that surrounds you right now. I need you to understand something critical. Many times when the spirit world aligns, the physical world shakes. That discomfort you're feeling, that tightness in your chest, that sudden sensitivity to energy, to people, to words, to light, that's not weakness. That's not anxiety. That's your soul realizing that everything is about to change. That's your spirit shedding its old limitations, old stories, old patterns. You are entering a version of yourself that no one has ever met before. And yes, it may scare some people. Yes, some may leave. Yes, some may talk behind your back or question your transformation. But child, their opinion holds no weight in the courtrooms of heaven. Their permission is not required for your evolution. You were chosen by God, marked by divine hands, called out from the crowd to carry something this world has never seen. And that anointing, it makes some people uncomfortable. But that is not your burden, that is their reflection. Your job is to shine anyway. Archangel Michael says, there are doors opening now that were welded shut for generations. Opportunities that skipped over your parents and your grandparents and your lineage are now circling back to you. Why? Because you had the courage to break what they wouldn't, because you faced what they ignored, because you stopped the cycle when no one else would. You will not live the rest of your life cleaning up ancestral messes. That ends now. Heaven has called in reinforcements for you. Angels of restoration, angels of balance, angels of sudden overflow. You will not be known by the name of your pain. You will be known by the power of your resurrection. People will say, I don't know how they survived that. And it will be true because it wasn't you who made it through. It was God moving through you, carrying you, healing you as you moved. And now the healing will not just be internal. It will be seen, touched, felt, and celebrated. Let me tell you something sacred. There is a divine law that when God reveals something in heaven, it must be mirrored on earth. And what was revealed about you, what was decided in that holy meeting, it was more than just a miracle. Pause right here and claim this divine decree over your life. Write, heaven decided in my favor, in the comments to declare that every lie against your destiny has been officially voided. It was a motion passed in your favor. It was a contract rewritten. It was a reversal of every lie spoken over your destiny. Words others said to break you voided. Promises that were withheld released. Territories you were excluded from now belong to you. Archangel Michael's hand was the one that signed the decree. And now, as his sword rests beside your name, no power can cancel what was written. You've waited long enough. This is not your time of asking. This is your time of receiving. And when heaven declares that it is your time to receive, it may also place a simple and faithful path before you to bring clarity, peace, and order into the area of your life that has carried silent pressure. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying, the quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated, just small, faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments below. Now, keep your heart and your hands open, because receiving also requires you to believe what heaven has already released for you. But you must believe it. You must receive it not with doubt, not with guilt, not with apology, but with open hands and bold faith. Because you're not stealing this blessing, you're claiming what was always yours. Do you remember the dreams you had as a child? The ones so big they scared you? The ones that made you feel like maybe, just maybe, you weren't meant to live a normal life? Heaven never forgot those dreams. And while the world tried to convince you they were foolish, I cherished them. Watered them, I protected them while you slept. And now I'm waking them up. You're going to start remembering things, flashes, glimpses, little sparkles of divine memory. You'll feel pulled toward things that never made sense before. Music, places, people, callings, it will all start to return piece by piece. Don't resist it. This is your true self re-emerging from the ashes. This is your soul remembering its assignment. You weren't created to blend in. You weren't created to play small. You were created to lead, and not with ego, but with energy. The kind of energy that shifts atmospheres just by walking into a room. The kind of energy that triggers hidden enemies and comforts broken hearts. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. The heartbreaks that hollowed you enough for light to get in. God wastes nothing. Every moment you thought was meaningless was a chapter in your becoming. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And what you're becoming, it's sacred. It's written in heaven. It's watched over by angels. And it's unstoppable. The people who doubted you will soon whisper your name in reverence. Not because you sought to impress them, but because you remained faithful through the fire. Every moment they laughed behind your back. Every time they called your dreams unrealistic, God wrote it down, not to punish, but to prepare. Because when your elevation comes, it won't be subtle, it will be public. The very same mouths that mocked you will have to acknowledge your name, not out of flattery, but out of divine respect. And you, my child, will walk into those moments not with arrogance, but with grace. because the fire shaped your character, and now the heavens are preparing your crown. Do not beg to be seen anymore. Do not lower your light to be understood. The ones who carry God's breath within them are not meant to shrink for rooms. They're meant to shift the entire atmosphere just by entering. Every single setback you faced was a setup for something you couldn't yet imagine. That job rejection, it saved you from emotional exhaustion. That broken relationship, it cleared the space for real covenant-level love. That silence, it was God's strategy to teach you discernment. Nothing, I repeat, nothing was wasted. The spiritual detours were divine redirections. What you called failure was simply God editing your story. And beloved, He doesn't write tragedies, He writes testimonies. Right now, angels are holding back a floodgate of blessings, waiting for you to say one word. I'm ready, ready to detach, ready to rise, ready to receive without self-sabotage. Because this next blessing requires a healed version of you. Declare your willingness to let the old version go. Type, I'm ready to heal and receive, in the comments below as a sign that you are making room for the pure blessings coming your way. A version that knows how to say no without guilt. A version that trusts delays are not denials. A version that doesn't chase, but attracts by simply being in alignment. Heaven is not just preparing a blessing for you. Heaven is preparing you for the blessing. That's why it felt like everything was being stripped away, because what's coming requires a lighter version of you. The old mindset won't fit. The old triggers won't survive. The old trauma will no longer define your identity. This blessing is too pure to be handled by the parts of you that still live in survival mode. So God is cleansing, He's cutting ties, He's removing layers. It hurts, yes, but you're not being punished, you're being positioned. There's a new room in the spirit where your name has already been mentioned. And when you enter it, you won't have to prove yourself. Your peace will announce you, your energy will introduce you, your presence will be your passport, because heaven doesn't elevate the loudest. It elevates the most aligned. You are standing on the edge of a miracle that has been forming for years behind the scenes. The things you thought God forgot about. The childhood prayers, the old journal entries, the whispered cries, He heard them all. He stored them in bottles, and now in divine order they are tipping. The miracle is not random. It is built on layers of patience, faith, heartbreak, recovery, obedience, and divine timing. And child, you made it. You made it through nights that tried to take your breath. You made it through storms that were meant to sink you, but your spirit kept rising. Even when your body felt tired, even when your faith trembled. And now the reward is coming. Not just to you, but through you. If you want the full guide with every prayer and lesson I've compiled for this community, check the description for the Daily Miracle Manual. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let us finish this journey together. Visit Out Community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Because others will be healed watching you bloom. That's how big this is. You are a walking revival in the making. When your heart broke in silence, God counted those moments like treasures in His hands. Not a single sob, not a single night you curled up in the dark was missed by the one who crafted your soul. Archangel Michael has guarded you while you slept, fending off attacks you never even knew were coming. You thought you were surviving on your own, but you weren't. You were covered, you were carried. And now that you're stepping into the next chapter of your life, the battles you didn't even know you won are the reason you will walk through doors you never even knocked on. You weren't forgotten. You are being fortified for what? For exactly what is about to be placed in your hands. Don't let the gentleness of this season fool you. This peace isn't random. It's prophetic. You're stepping into a realm where what once made you cry will become the very reason you rise. And no, the pain wasn't fair. But God will use it to write poetry from your scars. There's something about your spirit that makes angels gather. Not everyone carries that frequency, but you do. They are not drawn to just anyone like this. They are drawn to the warrior in you that refuses to quit, the part of you that kept believing when there was no evidence, the part of you that loved others deeply even while bleeding internally. That light, it cannot be dimmed by human disappointment. You were born of the divine. That's why you've always felt a little out of place. You weren't meant to fit into the world. You were meant to transform it. And transformation requires pruning. It requires pain. It requires loneliness. But those seasons you thought were breaking you, they were shaping you, molding you, purifying your purpose. Now heaven is gathering, not to warn, but to celebrate, because you're about to be elevated in a way that makes sense of the silence. And those same angels who stood by you in the fire, they will sing as you step into the favor. You've carried burdens that were never yours. You've taken the blame for things you never caused. You've sat in rooms that drained your light just to keep the peace. But child, you were not created to shrink. You were not created to bend yourself into forms that make others comfortable. You were created to shine without apology. And now God is removing the masks from those who mishandled you. Not for revenge, but for your release. You will no longer need to question their loyalty. Truth is coming and it won't whisper, it will roar. And when it does, don't be shocked. You already knew. Your spirit knew long before your mind could make sense of it. The gift of discernment has been with you this whole time. You've just been doubting yourself because the world convinced you to call your wisdom overthinking. No more. From this day forward, you will trust your knowing. You will honor your intuition and you will walk away even if your knees shake. God is about to pour blessings into your life that seem too big for your hands, but they are not too big for your spirit. He's expanding your capacity to receive. That's why everything has been feeling stretched. That's why people have been falling away. You've outgrown what once felt like home. And now he's preparing new soil, new wine, new oil. You won't have to chase what's meant for you. It will locate you. It will find you faithful even if you feel forgotten. It will find you humble even if you were humiliated. Heaven always remembers where it last saw your tears. And right there in that place of pain, he will build a palace, a temple, a resting place for your miracles. You don't need to beg for what God already promised. You just need to be in position. And right now, you're almost there. Just a few more steps of faith. Just one more refusal to settle and suddenly it will all make sense. There is a battle happening right now in the spirit realm on your behalf. That heaviness you feel isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. Archangel Michael is battling forces that have tried to keep you small, tried to make you doubt your calling, tried to make you numb, but you are not defenseless. You have heaven's army behind you. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to prove anything. You need only to remain still. Stay aligned and speak life, because when heaven fights for you, the victory is guaranteed. And beloved, your victory has already been written. You're not stepping into possibility. You're stepping into prophecy. This isn't just a new chapter. It's a new book. A whole new era of your life is unfolding, and nothing from the former can come with you. So say goodbye with grace. Say thank you for the lessons and keep moving forward with peace, with power, with permission from heaven to be all you are. You've seen the signs, the repeated numbers, the random burst of peace, the dreams that feel more like instructions. That's not coincidence. That's communication. You are being guided. Your ancestors, your angels, the divine, all working in harmony to deliver a message you cannot afford to ignore. You are being summoned into a higher realm of self, a version of you that doesn't settle for half-hearted love or half-built dreams, a version of you that doesn't negotiate your worth, a version of you that is deeply connected to the divine flow. And guess what? You're not crazy, you're not delusional, you're not too much. You're intuitive, you're aware, you're chosen. And chosen people don't walk like the crowd, they walk like the cloud is guiding them. And right now that cloud is moving, and you, child, must follow, even if it means leaving behind the familiar, even if it means standing alone for a season, because what's coming next will not just bless you. It will bless generations after you. You've always been the strong one, the one who carried others, the one who smiled while breaking, but even strong ones need rest. Even warriors need to cry. Even chosen ones need space to grieve what they outgrew. So breathe, give yourself grace. Let the healing move through you. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to wear the cape anymore. God is not looking for perfection. He's looking for permission. Permission to move in your life in ways you've never seen. Permission to send the right people. Permission to bless you beyond your budget. So breathe now, beloved. Let your heart rest knowing that heaven has heard every prayer, seen every tear, and is already preparing the way before you. Carry this message with you, walk forward in faith, and remember that you are protected, guided, and never alone. And remember, beloved, these messages continue because of people like you. We run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you.